Hello and welcome to Stack or Starve, you guys. Today I'm stacking up on some turnip bottoms that I got from the food bank haul. I got my pressure canner here because I'm going to pressure can these. So I'm going to put these into my ball jars that I have here in my oven heating up. I got 3 of them. They are hot. My turnip bottoms are hot. My food goes into hot jars. My canner is full to the proper measurements. That is the Presto pressure canner. The recipe calls for a teaspoon of canning salt into each jar. I have all my utensils back there. I have my funnel and my big spoon there. I have my lids heating up back there. Just gonna heat those up for a minute. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon of this pickling and canning salt. This is optional. The recipe says that it's optional, but since this is a low acid food, I'm going to go ahead and add the 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is a ½ teaspoon. That's why I dipped twice. I also have some vinegar in my canner. Start tomato. So it is 1 inch headspace. Did you guys see the gist of that? So this recipe in the Ball book was dead on the money for how many jars you get for 3.5 pounds of turnip bottoms. I got exactly 3 quarts. So now I'm going to fill my jars with my water that I have back here on the stove heating up. So I poured my water into my measuring cup. Just makes it a lot easier for me. I'm gonna fill it to 1 inch headspace. And once I debubble, I'm probably gonna have to add more water. So now I'm gonna use my debubbling tool, and I'm gonna go through and with the air bubbles. You can see the air bubbles just coming out. And as you release the air, your water level goes down a bit. So you may have to add more water to your jar. And if it goes down, that's a good indication that you are getting all of the air out of the jar. You know, this is a very important step in your canning process. So make sure you debubble. And it is the one thing that I always forget to do. Today was not the case. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water here. A little bit here. And a little bit over here. A paper towel. Oops, just fold it. I dip it into my vinegar solution, and I'm gonna go around the edges of the rims of my jars to make sure that nothing is on those jars. I'm going to take my magnet tool. And place the lids on my jar. I wish I had 3 more of those to go into the canner. They look absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to place my rings on, fingertips tight. That means just, you know, manual with your hands. Nothing, no kind of machine to help you put these lids on. So I'm going to get these a little tighter, and then I'll be getting them into the jars. Okay, I just wanted to say that because I only have 3 jars of turnips, I'm using another 3 jars of just hot water, and I just used some old lids and put some rings on the jars, and they're going to go inside the canner to take up space. Actually, that's just going to keep my jars from rocking and knocking up against each other during the process. So here's the turnip bottoms going in. Y'all, I almost dropped one of my jars. That would have been fatal. Okay. I'm just going to add hot water because I didn't have the lid on, so I'm sure a lot of my water got evaporated out of there. So, I'm going to clean up my little water spill here. I'm going to get my lid. I'm going to look through this lid. Let's see. And I can actually see through that hole. You want to make sure that you can see straight through that little vent pipe there. Or whatever that pipe's called, that little hole's called, before you put your lid on. So I got my lid on. Get my little weight. My altitude is 10 pounds of pressure, so you need to check into your ball book or know your altitude. My altitude is 10 pounds of pressure, so I only need the 1 weight off of the Presto pressure canner, which is the 10-pound weight. You add this weight to it, and then you have 15 pounds. These are the 2 weights that came with the canner. You can buy extra weights if you need more pressure. So right now I have my jars. I'm gonna get that centered correctly. So yeah, I have my jars in the canner. I'm gonna have to move that over a little bit more. Have the jars in the canner. So right now, I'm gonna turn this up high, and I'm gonna bring this up to pressure. Once there's a steady stream of steam flowing out of that pipe, I'm going to wait 10 minutes. I'm gonna let that steady stream out of there for 10 minutes. And once that's done, I'm gonna put this on top of there. And then I'll set my timer for 35 minutes for quart jars using the recipe from my Ball Blue Book Guide to Preserving. Guys, I got this book at Walmart. They still have these at Walmart. You can get them from Books A Millions, probably any bookstore as well. So now we're just waiting for that steady stream to start. You don't want it, you just want it flowing like steady. Yep, she's trying to get it steady for us. See how that popped up already? So, we're trying to get it steady, so. Not quite. 1 minute left, and I'll be putting my weight on my lid of my pan. And then we'll start the process of 35 minutes. Okay, my minute is up, so I'm just going to put my weight on. Got my clocks in there for 35 minutes. My 35 minutes are up, so I'm going to turn the stove off. Once that little button goes down, I'll be able to open up my pan. I'm going to leave that on till that button goes down. Then I'll open it up and take the jars out. I'll open it up and then I'll let it rest for about 5 minutes and then I'll take the jars out. All right, the canner is done. The little button is down, so I'm going to remove my weight. Going to open the canner, but I'm going to put the phone down first. Okay, my jars have rested, so I'm going to take them out of the canner. They look good. Oh, I wish I had more, but oop, there's the pop. Those are just water, so I'll just leave those in there for a minute. But there we go, you guys. I got 3 quart jars of, I lost some liquids in that one, but that's okay. Didn't lose any in there. But yeah, got 3 jars of turnip bottoms. That one's still waiting on those 2. So that is it. That is how you can turnip bottoms using the Ball Blue Book for preserving. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day, you guys. Goodbye.